They're here. Alex, buddy, you know, you're right on a couple things. George Soros did hack the elections with Obama. I have evidence here. Elites speaking out. And, by the way, I don't know how to explain this. I really don't know how to say this. Lindsey Walker is a prime minister, and he is a Christian. He says he's a Christian, but he's one of the elites. He's walked out from the elites. Found out George Soros said God intervened from the election, dropped them down 25 complete years. Okay, folks? Thanks for the 2 likes. Wow. All I got to say is I've got the plan for September 17th. Now they're saying September 17th. But is it going to be this year? No, I don't think so. Who knows what day it's going to be, but I do know one thing. This is their plan. George Soros says that everything will be Democrat, even on the internet. And he was right. 2018, Democrats winning. And Democrats going to be the ones that takes your freedom and kills you. All right? But it's Democrat and Republican that's together. Okay. Let's go with this. The move of the NWO saying it's 25 years they're going to be behind on. We'll see. Remember, Wormwood is closing in. This is the plan. This video was taken off by Hedge. I knew it was going to be. Therefore, the plan is this. If they delete your videos, they know it's the truth. This is the truth, folks. Listen to this. Y'all going to be shocked.
Guys,
I don't know. Let me see if I can get to it.
Kind of be shocked and blown away.
All right. Check this out. Thanks for the views. I mean, holy crap. After the live is when it gets better, I guess. But that's cool. Check this out, folks. Y'all going to be shocked. And then I'm going to tell you the plan that George Soros did hack the machines on purpose. They're trying to get rich, and then they're going to get out. All right, here you go. And holy crap, the evidence that I've got is going to blow you away. Literally blow you away. And there's another earthquake. Indonesia. Wow, they've been getting rocked. They just had a 5.3 yesterday. Okay. Enjoy.
Alright, guys. Get ready. Time to be shocked and blown away on this deal. Literally. Enjoy. Obama never left the White House.
Oh, by the way, Drew Gulick is the one I created. He's not even on the game. Enjoy.
Yeah, he never left Washington.
Morning, D.C. Well, it's shaping up to be another beautiful 4th of July weekend. If you've got any big plans, better get started early, because it looks like the traffic is ramping up. So, here's another golden for all of you. Scenarios that are part of a U.S. government study on what would happen if terrorists set off a 10-kiloton nuclear device in the heart of the nation's capital. The study puts ground zero right here, 16th and K Streets Northwest in Washington, just a few blocks from the White House. It's a direct line of sight to the White House, meaning no buildings to shield the White House from the effects of the blast or the fallout. From ground zero, the most severe damage extends half a mile in every direction, according to the study.
Remember, CNN said this back a couple months ago.
More than 45,000 people dead, over 320,000 injured. It's the stuff of movies, like The Sum of All Fears. This study uses a 10-kiloton bomb for an example because experts say that's likely the most deadly device terrorists could put together. The scale is fairly modest. Not too much highly enriched uranium needed for a 10-kiloton bomb, right?
It would fit in this 1 gallon milk jug container.
Just
That's
uranium.
all you need, the highly enriched uranium. What we call the improvised nuclear device, the IND, would fit in any minivan you see going down the street behind you.
But security expert Randy Larson points out it's still 5,000 times more powerful than the truck bomb that destroyed the federal building in Oklahoma City. On this side of that zone where it's moderate damage, that's survivable, right?
Yes, nothing survivable on that side, survivable somewhat here. But if we just move another half-mile away, like the Air and Space Museum, almost everyone will survive, particularly those inside buildings.
He says the instinct is to look out the window to see what happened, then try to evacuate. But the best thing to do, Larson says, get to a basement or a garage and stay there for at least 7 hours.
Buried deep under these bone-dry high plains, in a covert section of a massively hardened centrifuge facility, a team is hard at work. They are members of a breakaway faction of the country's security forces, and they are busy enriching 40 kilograms of uranium. By July 3rd, they achieved their target of 90% enrichment, and then transferred the uranium to a nearby secret lab, where another team of technicians assembles it into a crude nuclear bomb. On August 31, they finished their work. They put the bomb in a sacking crate labeled agricultural equipment and transport it to a nearby airfield where it is stored in a warehouse. 2 weeks later, it is removed and loaded onto an aircraft with civilian air cargo markings. It flies to Dubai, where the crate is transferred, along with other goods and equipment, to a global air transport freighter. Destination, Washington, D.C. The plane lands at Washington's Dulles International Airport at 2:47 a.m. on September the 15th. By late afternoon, the crate is delivered to a warehouse in the southeast part of the district. Then, before daybreak, on September the 17th, the bomb is removed from the crate and loaded onto a delivery truck. Several hours later, an American citizen eases the truck out into traffic. She drives it to a location on Pennsylvania Avenue, midway between the White House and the Capitol building. At 11:09 a.m., she stops in the middle of traffic, climbs down onto the street, and triggers the detonator. The bomb explodes with a power of 15 kilotons. There are more than 80,000 instant deaths, including the president, the vice president, the speaker of the House, and the 320 members of Congress present when the bomb goes off. There are also more than 100,000 seriously wounded, and virtually no place to treat them. Telecommunication facilities throughout the greater Washington area have gone down. Soon, cable news is broadcasting scenes of vast devastation from the Capitol. A short time later, all major news outlets report receiving an identical message. The message claims that 5 more bombs are hidden in 5 different cities across the country. It says one of these bombs will be set off each week for the next 5 weeks, unless all American troops based overseas are ordered to return immediately to the U.S. homeland. The nation is hurled into panic. Everything begins shutting down. Within a half hour, the stock market drops more than 70% before trading is halted. From coast to coast, masses of people begin to stream out of cities, no matter their size or location. There is widespread gridlock. Cell phone systems are soon overwhelmed, and calls cannot go through. Internet access is impossible in many regions, and the nation is now in a constitutional crisis. By succession, the Senate President pro tem is now the country's president, but he is being treated for pancreatic cancer far from the capital at the Mayo Clinic. Secretary of Defense, and the Chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff, both of whom were testifying to the House Armed Services Committee on their recent budget request, are dead as well. Martial law declared in Washington and surrounding regions, and the next day, the entire country. There is widespread looting and violence in many cities. Federal and National Guard troops are mustered. Soon there are reports of troops firing on crowds. There are increasing numbers of reports of rioting with immigrants and foreigners. Within days, the military begins to construct large detention centers around the country.
What's happening right now, folks? I know you can't answer. You can answer after the show. They just put some more sanctions on Russia. Remember, they're going to blame Russia on this when it was Iran did it. Obama did it, folks. But the funny thing is, Obama gets hit by the bomb too because he didn't answer the phone in time.
Wake up, everyone. I am. I'm not on the drugs like you are.
And that was Facebook. I saved this on Facebook because Hedgehog lost the video. He got it deleted. It got deleted or he deleted it or something. And I just found out Hedgehog is a former elite. Yes, folks, you got a bunch of YouTubers that's controlled by elites, deep state operatives like Alex Jones, he's one. Dabu777, VP Earthwatch, I hate to break the news to you. One of the elites is going to shock you. Is Paul Begley. But that's not all. I've got one more. I got a great story come out last night, and you're going to be shocked. Here it is. They are no longer planning to crash the economy. George Soros is livid, and he's upset with Obama, and he's actually on Trump's side, and Trump is on George Soros' side. Unbelievable. What a turn of events. Listen to this. George Soros launches blistering attack on Trump. Trump winning the U.S. election was never part of the elite's plan. They say God intervened. The NWO said God intervened. Interesting, huh? And it was never Russia. Enjoy.
It's time to kick ass and chew bubble gum. I'm all out of gum.
By the way, EC3 created from Impact Wrestling. Now he's at NXT. Enjoy.
Positively is a group of people on the face of the earth who control the world.
Clearly, I consider the Trump administration a danger to the world, but I regard it as a purely temporary phenomenon that
It's
will
George
disappear
Soros saying
in
that.
2020 or even sooner. I give President Trump credit for motivating his core supporters brilliantly, but for every core supporter, he has created a greater number of core opponents who are equally strongly motivated. That's why I expect a Democratic landslide in 2018.
Before I say anything, let's listen to this.
The elite actually had to change their agenda. They set a new agenda because of the election of Donald Trump, and only a few hours after Donald Trump had accepted the fact that he won, I received an email from my elite friend. I'll never forget it. I put it in the archives of my computer. He said just 2 words. He said, God intervened. The New World Order was actually set back about 20 to 25 years.
This video today, this is why I'm a YouTuber. Every once in a while, I see the vision perfectly clear. Discernment comes over me, and I can just see the truth. And this video is one of those times. So if you've ever shared one of my videos, you need to share this one. You need to see the power struggle that's going on in the world to control us, to enslave us. Now Trump, he's a billionaire elite. He is not one of us, and he doesn't care about us. But you know what he does care about? He cares about America. Now, we just listened to Lindsey Williams, who he's a pastor. His credentials all check out. They're all 100. When I came across this audio, I could not wait to share it with you guys. I'm going to let the whole audio play out, and there are some jewels in what you're about to hear. I mean, there are some absolute jewels that weren't in the snippet you just listened to, and I'm only going to give you a brief part of the audio, so I'm going to put the link in the description. If you want to go hear this whole show and hear all the audio, if you're into the stock market or into making money or investing, I suggest you go listen to that whole show, because he's going to give you some tips about the economy for the next few years. So I played those snippets before I started talking, and before I let the rest of the audio roll out, because those are kind of some of the most telling parts of the audio. But this guy also was told some things about the future, and I'm going to let you hear those now, so stick around and listen to it.
And welcome back to Coast. George Norrie with you. Lindsey Williams has been a Baptist minister for about 50 plus years, 55 as a matter of fact. He has been invited to be the chaplain to the elite for the world for 3 years during the construction of the Trans-Alaska Oil Pipeline, and because of his position as a chaplain, he offered executive status with a pipeline service company in an advisory capacity and sat in board meetings with the elite. Here he is, Lindsey Williams. Lindsey, welcome back.
Let me begin, if I may. You gave an excellent introduction there, but so that the audience will understand why I can say some of the things I'm going to say tonight, which will be very startling in relation to what's happening in 2018. Just allow me for a moment to go back.
All right.
I had the privilege, by the providence of God, of being invited to be the chaplain to the elite of the world. And for 3 years' time, during the construction phase of the Trans-Alaska Oil Pipeline, I lived with, rubbed shoulders with the people that you only hear about but never really get to know. I sat in their board meetings. I sat across the dinner table from them. I heard them talk about controlling nations and people and manipulating currencies. And may I say as emphatically as I possibly can to the audience tonight, there positively is a group of people on the face of the earth who control the world. I was utterly amazed because the election in 2016 and then, of course, the inauguration in 2017, my elite friend had told me prior to that, he said, we know who's going to be president. He said, there's no possibility in this world that Donald Trump will ever be the president of the United States of America.
No possibility.
No possibility. He said it can't happen. And he said, George Soros even built the voting machines. He said, Chaplain, it will never happen. Only a few hours after Donald Trump had accepted the fact that he had won, I received an email from my elite friend. I'll never forget it. I put it in the archives of my computer. He said just 2 words. He said, God intervened. The New World Order was actually set back about 20 to 25 years.
Do you believe that? That God intervened?
Oh, positively. Now, the elite don't disregard God. They don't want to encounter him. But on the other hand, they don't discount the fact that he exists. And my elite friend actually said, now he's in his 70s now, and once you become a part of the elite, you never get away from it because you know too much.
Like the mob. Once you're in, huh?
You're in, you never get out, you know too much. And he said God intervened. They admitted the fact that the New World Order had been set back. Now, from this point on, things really began to happen. For a number of weeks, I could not even get in touch with my elite friend. I tried by email. I tried every way possible. He would not even talk to me for a number of weeks. And finally, a few weeks later, he came out and let me know what had happened. The elite actually had to change their agenda. They set a new agenda because of the election of Donald Trump, and there was not going to be any financial crash now. You remember the newsletters back in those days, and I remember them so well. I even talked about it myself because they had told me if a certain person gets in as president, within 4 to 5 months afterwards, we will have a major financial crisis because we want to begin to bring in the New World Order in a massive way. But when Donald Trump was elected, they had to set a new agenda. There was going to be no financial crisis. And when I heard the following, I was literally dumbfounded. He said to me, he said, Chaplain, we know that we cannot have a financial crash under Donald Trump because we have too much to lose. He said Donald Trump would not initiate a quantitative easing as George Bush did. And he said, as a result, we don't dare have a financial crash under George Bush. under Donald Trump. This, to me, was music to my ears. And at that point, and I dared to tell exactly what was going to happen for the next 3, maybe 7 years in the economy.
Did they decide to kind of push things aside and wait for 8 years before they do what they're going to do?
Yes, they did. In fact, they have everything planned. Since then, I have received an update agenda just recently, and they definitely have set everything aside for that. You do not have to worry anything about a financial collapse at this point. There is not going to be a financial crash, which they would have had planned. Instead, there is going to be a panic up, is what I like to call it. The stock market is going to climb like it's never climbed before. I have in front of me the report of last Friday for the Dow Jones, 26,071. You haven't seen anything yet. The Dow Jones, according to my elite friend, is going to go to 30, possibly even 40,000 before it stops.
That's huge.
Because now the elite have decided to make their fortunes also in the stock market. In fact, they even told me after they described the panic up, which as I described it, they even told me who they were going to use as investors in order to cause Wall Street to panic up and bring about the prosperous times that we were going to see for the next 4 to 7 years or 8 years. It's very encouraging to know that probably during the next 7 years, and they have convinced that he will win the next election, and the stock market is going to go up. I wish I could speak to every senior citizen out there. So many of them need to increase their pensions and their financial plans and the condition.
I think they're scared, Lindsay.
These are going to be wonderful times.
All right, so you heard it. This went from a fear-mongering negative video to positive enlightenment. He's saying that when Trump won the presidency, everything changed. The elite's plan changed. Remember the old Economist magazine cover that they're going to crash the economy in 2018? This guy's saying he has from good sources that that's been changed now. That they're going to pump the stock market up to 40,000 points. So let me clarify that for you.
Okay. So that guy is making sense. I don't know how to explain it, folks. I mean, everything that I even said last year, I said Trump was going to win. In 2014, I said Trump was going to win the election. I knew Clinton was going to lose because of the stuff we found of her raping the 13-year-old. That was it. After they found out she raped the 13-year-old with Bill Clinton, that was the end. There wasn't even a chance. People were saying, oh, Trump paid them off and everything else. No. No, guys. Obama hacked the elections on purpose. George Soros told them to hack the elections on the other side so they would get rich off of this. You got 7 to 8 more years, folks. But remember, 2024 is when Wormwood's going to go across the other side. From New York to all the way past Mexico. That will be 2024. And then that asteroid's going to hit 25. I think that is a Japan. I think that's China's artificial deal. Really, if you want to know the truth. Because I think they get jealous that they get rich and they want to start a fight. I really do. That's what I see, and that's what's going to happen. Now, the 17 plan. That's Obama's plan. Okay? To September the 17th. Now, which 17th is that? This year? Or is it going to be 7 to 8 years now? With this happening and stuff is changing left and right. I don't know how to explain this. Eric Silver is one of my guys that I created. This is going to be interesting because Eric Silva is a UFC fighter versus Brock Lesnar. But I've got more news. I'm going to find it. I want y'all to hear it. Okay. That's big. That's two big stories. I know I've been kind of like slow on stories lately. But there was not really nothing to put out yesterday. And then this Indonesia fight, this video turned me into a diehard Donald Trump supporter, the Trump Brigade. Before we began, this is why the world fears this man. All right, enjoy. I'm just shocked right now, folks. I really am. I'm complete shocked. He's absolutely stopping the racist stuff, folks. I even found a video yesterday of Trump helping a African lady at the Trump Tower cleaning the bathrooms. All right, here we go. Enjoy. And by the way, I'm doing this because I care, and we need to undivide this country before it's too late.
In the center of the stage tonight, businessman Donald Trump. That there are, for immigrants on the whole,
Come on, try getting it out. Try getting it out.
I'll get it out.
I mean, I don't know if you're going to put this on television, but you don't even know what you're talking about. Try getting it out. Go ahead. Unbelievable people are coming. A lot of people that are illegal are great people. Just let's get it straight. They don't want to give it straight because the press are liars. They're terrible people. But here's an idea. So Mexico is sending lots of people. And by the way, they're coming from all over the world, including the Middle East. Why not? Come in. Come on in. We're stupid. We'll take care of you. We'll pay. Get sick, we'll take care of your hospitalization. What kind of a plan do you want? Oh, Don, you're a little controversial. You're talking about illegal immigration. I said it's illegal. We have very stupid people in our country negotiating for us, and we have leaders that don't know what they're doing. We need a leader that wrote The Art of the Deal. The Iranians are great negotiators. The Persians are great negotiators. And we have people that are babies. It's like a chess player, grandmaster, playing against a checkers child. No, that's what it is. We give them, think of it, a nuclear scientist, and they won't give us our hostages back. It's so insane. I said trade deals. Who would do better? I'll tell you what. I know the greatest negotiators in the world. Some are horrible people, horrible human beings. Who cares? Some Wall Street guys, they're brutal, they're miserable. You wouldn't want to go out to dinner. They're terrible people.
You get it? He's talking about the elites. They're horrible people, but he wants to negotiate with them. That's scary, folks. That's what I'm trying to get at. Don't let your guard down.
I love him. You know who's our primary representative right now? Carolyn Kennedy. You know how she got the job? 60 Minutes. She went to the White House. She said, I'd love to have a job. I have nothing to do. They said, how would you like to be the ambassador to Japan? She goes, really? You know why I say she's nice? Because my daughter Ivanka likes her. My daughter's so great. She's such a great person. My daughter likes her. She said, Daddy, she's such a nice person. I agree. I don't want a nice, I want to kill her. We're tired of the nice people. Frankly, I don't even think they give a damn about education, half of them. And I'm sure some maybe do. Use that word in this form. I will. Because people want to hear the truth, Frank. I watch you all the time. They want to hear the truth. Correct. We have to be able to express ourselves. But referring to people as rapists, referring to John McCain, a war hero, 5.5 years as a POW, and you call him a dummy. Is that appropriate in running for president? Okay, you got to let me speak though, Frank, because you interrupt all the time, okay? So, no, I know him too well. That's the problem. They'll probably say the crowds were about equal. Oh, they were equal. But that's the way they are, very dishonest.
CNN is terrible. CNN. You with CNN? Are you with CNN? Are you, you people do not cover us accurately at all. So they have a few protesters outside, and they have thousands of people. The first question from CNN is about protesting.
Because you know what they do? They have the camera, live television, on my face the entire amount. My wife goes, I go home. Were there any people there tonight, darling? They don't see. They never show the crowds. So what I'm going to do is span out. Span out. Show them the crowd, press. Show them the crowd. Show them the crowd. Look, they're not turning the cameras. They don't even turn the cameras. They don't even turn the cameras because you know what? They're very dishonest people. The premiums are going through the roof. The deductibles, frankly, you have to get hit with a Komatsu tractor in order to use them. They're so high. We just spent $1 million building a soccer field. Okay? A soccer field for our prisoners that happen to be in Guantanamo. Okay? I don't like that. What do you need $1 million for? Level out the surface. Let them play. What do you need to spend $1 million?
Speaking of Guantanamo Bay, they're almost done fixing Guantanamo Bay for Obama, the Clintons, and the Podestas. Believe it or not, this is really going to happen unless they bomb the White House, which that's the other plan. I'm just telling you guys, shit's hitting the fan on the Democratic side, but they're both all on the same side. I'm just complete bombarded with all the stories that I'm seeing on the news right now. Fake ass shit. Trump and Russia is still together.
It's a story today. $1 million on a soccer field. How do you spend $1 million doing the soccer field? You have a level piece of land. Throw them a ball, let them play soccer if they have to play at all.
So that's one of the stories. I wanted to show you that because he's acting. He's an actor. Okay. I thought I would show you that much on that deal. This is another deal. He explains it so well. Kevin Shipp indictments coming for Hillary and others. Okay. You can just, all I got to say, this is former military speaks out. And Kevin Shipp is right. That's what we want to speak for. Uh-oh.
Evening, guys. You know, I just got done watching a really good video. In fact, I watched several really good videos. And one of them having to do with the Illuminati and some of the private groups going back in days. Just a number of things. This one here, you know, everybody's always wondering, it's like, well, you know, are we ever going to see like Hillary going to jail and Obama and some of them? You know, we are. And you know, in the video that I just watched, which is, and I'm going to use part of the title so that it's easy for you to find, Kevin Shipp, indictments coming for Hillary and co-conspirators. And what you do is you go to Greg Hunter's site, and you know, and I always let you know if the videos that I watch that are really good, you know, I turn you on to them. And this is from Greg Hunter, and the name of it is Kevin Shipp, indictments coming for Hillary and co-conspirators. And you know, basically what he's saying, and it's what a lot of you and all of us have been saying and thinking, is that there's too much that has happened. And also you have these people, they're threatening Donald Trump to kill him and his family. They are threatening his children, his wife, himself. They're threatening the whole 9 yards. So he knows it's either...
Well, that's not all. They're not just threatening the whole family. They're sending white powder to their mailboxes, and they're having to they've ordered robots to open up the mail now, which that's a smart thing to do, because you could get the anthrax You know what I mean? They're going back to anthrax. I mean, we haven't heard that since Eminem sang on when he rapped it about anthrax. But that's happening, guys. He's right. They're trying to kill him and the family. And the crazy part is Jared Kushner took a bunch of money from George Soros. It would not surprise me if somebody inside kills Donald Trump. Remember, Mike Pence just found this out. He's a pedophile. And another thing, which I've been knowing, but I had another lady I talked to on the phone last night. She's right. And I'm not going to tell names because she wants to be anonymous. She is right. Completely right. Mike Pence has been really, really quiet. And he's deep state all the way. And that's all I can say. But they say it's going to be a fake death. All Congress and the elites and everybody will be going underground. If you have not heard, there's NASCAR news. Furniture Row Racing could be leaving NASCAR. There's because of the elites, Jimmy Johnson don't even have a sponsor for next year. I think Jimmy Johnson's about to surprise everyone and say I'm retiring. Does not surprise me. Matt Hardy talking about retiring. There's a bunch of WWE superstars talking about leaving WWE, and all kinds of stuff happening, folks. I'm telling you guys, it's crazy. Stone Cold just sold his ranch in Texas because he told Vince he didn't want to be at WrestleMania. He wanted to get ready to get in the little hole, is what he called it. So shit's hitting the fan. Shit's hitting the fan, guys. That's all I got to say. And I don't think we have a lot of time left. I really don't. With Virginia having the protest this weekend that is set up for you to lose your freedom. Here we go.
Him and his family are going down all the way, or they're going to go down. So he doesn't have a choice. Okay? The genie is out of the bottle. And what Kevin Ship does here, like for example, Hillary with those emails, something like 30,000 or more of those emails. They went to a foreign entity on purpose. She purposely had this set up so that whatever foreign entity, and it's not Russia, whatever foreign entity she wanted to have access to this top secret information could get it easily. So almost all those emails, except for a few, like 4 or 5, they went to this entity. That's treason. Now, as they say here, and I thought about this, what is it that the Clintons have that is keeping them safe? Why would these people commit felonies to protect them? And like some people will say, well, Bill is part of the Rockefeller family. He's an illegitimate child of one of the Rockefellers there from Arkansas. And I don't know if that's true or not, but I'll tell you what I think it is that these people they're puppets. They've been used by the Bush cartel. Daddy Bush put Bill Clinton and Hillary into power, okay? It was the Bush cartel that put them into power in the first place because they became friends running drugs out of Mena, Arkansas. The Bush cartel, Daddy Bush is behind all of this. And I think Daddy Bush is the one that's been protecting them all along. Remember, Bush Sr. was head of the CIA.
Yep.
Bush Sr. is very high up.
Yep.
In the old New World Order. I mean, obviously, yes, there's a new world order that has come about because of Trump, but as well as his people. And so I think that's who's been protecting the Clintons all this time, has been Daddy Bush and his whole group, because they are perfect puppets for them. And they in turn put Obama's into power. They're all working together. And Comey and Mueller, all of them have been a part of this. Mueller knows he cannot stop. I mean, yeah, Clapper said shut it down. And he's just like, F you, Clapper. I can't shut it down because the moment I do, they're all coming after me. He knows he belongs in prison for the rest of his life. He knows it. He knows he's committed treason. Or let's put it this way, he has committed crimes that would easily put him in jail for 20, 30 years. All of these people have. There's been too much criminal activity that has been committed by the deep state. And yes, I agree with Kevin Chip. It's gonna be nasty. It'll be ugly beyond belief. Now, I don't know when that they're going to open up some of these sealed indictments. I don't know when Trump and his people are going to openly go after the deep state. I don't know. But I know this, it's got to be fairly soon. It has to happen. They can't just sit back and pick their nose, and I don't believe they are. They're too smart for that. There's too much at stake here. But the deep state are going to fight back, as we've seen with everything they got. Soros has access to untold amounts of money because the Rothschilds and the Rockefellers are behind him. And he, in turn, is behind Hillary and all.
Well, I hate to break the news to you about the George Soros money. It's about to go out the door because guess who's about to hack him? And he's with Pamela Anderson. And Pamela Anderson's with two smart men, Julian Assange and none other than Russia. There's no way you're going to win no more, George. You're done. You keep on giving out money to kill people, kill innocent people on Craigslist. You hired people to ruin people's freedom. Americans. No wonder they're calling us terrorists. George Soros. But I got bad news for you, George. You remember the song, Crumbling Down? Let's just say, we are shaking the tree and we're finding out which one's the worst apple.
The rest. And he's funneling hundreds of millions of dollars into all these campaigns around the country. Is it crazy? You bet it is. It's absolutely insane. But that's the time of the history that we're living in. It has come to this. Yes. It is. It's going. And I've been saying this for a long time. When it hits the fan, it's going to explode.
Oh yeah, by the way, Jim Toome, I made you. This is you right there in the blue tights. You remind me of Eugene. You retarded son of a bitch.
And implode all at the same time. It's just how it's going to be. It's going to be absolutely, utterly insane. However, as Catherine Austin Fitts said, Trump is either going to fix it or he's going to blow it up. And it may be a bit of both. But at the end of the day, it's going to get fixed. And he's not there by himself. He's got Putin right there with him.
Ding.
They're in this together. They have everything at stake, both of them. It's not just Trump, it's Putin as well. Because if Trump doesn't succeed, Putin does not succeed.
Nope.
And oh, by the way, Xi Jinping doesn't succeed either.
Nope.
Because China's going to go down as well.
Yeah.
They will come under. The Muslims are being used to create mass chaos. They're being used to create civil unrest with the Christians. The whole idea is for the new or the old New World Order. They want total power to put in their religion, and it's not going to be the Muslim religion. All Muslims will go by what they say. Whatever people are left after the...
Hey, old man. Well, you're wrong about that. It ain't just Christians. It's the poor people. And they're going after atheists right now. Let's just go with this, okay? This lady says, hey, do I know you on Facebook? And she says, I'm going to get with this girl. I'm about to have a baby. I said, well, congratulations. But if you haven't heard, and you're reading fake news, but if you haven't heard, you're going to lose your child if you get with that girl. And I know who you're talking about, Heather from Hueytown. You don't have to tell me. She's lost so many relationships because she hasn't grown up yet. And on top of that, she lives with a mom and dad. But that's besides the point. She's never going to grow up. Let me help you out here, okay? I've known Heather for a long, long time before Emily got murdered by ISIS, okay? At a gas station in Sidco and Forestdale. And I'm going to be honest with you right now. Jeff Sessions has signed executive order. You got to remember who's in the house at the White House right now. Christian Jeff Sessions. And he is bringing down the house right now. He's the one that's doing this, not Trump. Jeff Sessions is doing it. Trump is just keeping you, distracted right now. So this is what I got to tell you, folks, ladies and gentlemen. Until they take out Jeff Sessions, the atheists are going down. The LGBT is going down. If you have a child and you're gay, you will lose your child and you will be prosecuted. That is the new rules. See, their plan is to get the atheist people out. That's another way to depopulate the country. And then 7 to 8 more years will be next. The Christians will be next. It's the poor and the atheists are going down right now. Remember that. Last year we had the illegal immigrants go down. It's a step, folks. Step 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Remember that.
Third World War. This is what they have in mind, okay? This is what these sick people have in mind. They're after Third World War. And then whoever is left, it's going to be all under one religion. Do I believe that's going to happen? No, I don't.
No.
I do not. It's going to be stopped.
Yep.
And Trump is going to stop it. Trump and his people are going to stop it. They know. Remember, whatever you and I know, they've known for a long time. That's all for now. God bless y'all. Have a good day. Bye-bye, guys.
So that was a hell of a... That's a hell of a story right there, I tell you right now. And I'm going to be honest with you. He's right. That's former military, by the way. But I don't understand why he has a Q shirt on. Do you not know who Q is? That's Jared Kushner's family. And JFK Jr. But I like that story. That was pretty good. Let's see what's the next story. We got more. I had a feeling I was going to get hammered and slaughtered today with some news. This is big. Incredible Hulk comet. Huge bright green meteorite on approach to Earth. But it's not going to hit Earth, they say. But it's supposed to be green. Listen to this. Interesting.
Huge bright green meteorite on threatening approach to Earth. A bright green comet has entered Earth's orbital path for the first time, leaving experts mesmerized by the bizarre space rock. The strange comet is a first-time visitor to our solar system. and unfortunately it might be the last. Nicknamed the Incredible Hulk for its green glow, the comet was said to be visible with the naked eye, but as it got closer to the sun, it began to break up. Experts fear the comet, which is reaching as close as 113.4 million km, 70.4 million miles, away from Earth, will cease to exist as it heads closer to the sun. Austrian comet expert Michael Georgia told SpacioThe.com, the comet is just a remnant of its former self. It is fading, becoming more diffuse and elongated each time I look. The gas cloud of the comet, which is technically called Pan-STAR C 2017, is twice the size of Jupiter, and as it has never traveled through our solar system before, scientists are unsure how it will react to the sun. Russian comet and meteorite researcher Yevgeny Dmitriev said, the size of the gas dust cloud of the celestial body is at least twice the size of the largest planet in the solar system, Jupiter. The green glow comes from carbon and cyanide gas within the comet, which is ionized as it approaches our host star. The Incredible Hulk has traveled from the Oort cloud, a disk of asteroids, comets and meteors which surrounds our solar system. Russian astronomer Stanislav Short told media outlets that the Incredible Hulk has a threatening approach toward Earth.
That's kind of frightening. The Incredible Hulk. Who would have thunk? And yes, we do have a storm out there in the Atlantic. No doubt on that one. What else is happening? Did I do that one? Oh, okay. Yeah. I've already been talking about this. U.S. Senate calls Julian Assange to testify on Russian meddling. Guys, this is all freaking lie. Why are they doing this again? We already found out that Russia didn't do it. Obama did it. Obama did it, folks, to divide the country some more. He's been doing it for 8 years to ruin the racist crap. Wants to stop it. No, he wants it worse. Obama is a piece of shit. And you don't give a damn about you African Americans because he took your food stamps in 2016. Now you tell me who's real. Who's real? He's trying to get you to work. No, I don't even want to talk about that story. Google secretly knows it's the end of the world. They have planned out everything. Yes, if they're cutting out, this is the plan, okay? If they're cutting out your freedom on YouTube and on Facebook and on Twitter and on Instagram and other domains, look, Twitch is next. Twitch is next. I just thought you might want to know that. So if you're joining the Twitch accounts, you remember your internet went to the EU. October the 1st, 2016. I'm going to keep on saying that until the cows come home. So here you go. Thanks for the 4 likes. I see a lot of people don't give a shit about freedom. And they don't give a shit about nothing. Guarantee you, none of y'all shared. It doesn't really matter to me because y'all gonna be dead and I'm not.
Is Google secretly in league with the Antichrist? Some very interesting and disturbing evidence of that from Google Translate. If you write God backwards 22 times, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 22, and you translate it from Yoruba to English, you get a doomsday warning from Google. Doomsday clock is 3 minutes. At 12, we are experiencing characters and a dramatic developments in the world which indicate that we are increasingly approaching the end times and Jesus' return. I just saw an article pointing out this little strange thing with Google Translate. How else can you explain it? Apparently, if you say God backwards 22 times in Yoruba, you get this doomsday message. Of course, some people don't realize just how in the bed Google is with the devil, but you can tell with their Google Chrome, you can see here 666, right? Just look at these wheels, right? See, 666. And of course, this is actually even more strange. I saw this, I think, a year ago. If I can get it to show on the screen correctly. The post box in Bermuda, numbered 666, which receives Google profits worth £8 billion a year. Google has no offices or staffs, and this is actually from the Daily Mail. Okay, this is not exactly some sort of weird website. This is from dailymail.co.uk. Let me just show you the front page. All right, you've probably seen this a few times, this website. So this is not exactly, some sort of just spoof website, all right? So Google has no offices or staffs in Bermuda, but sends billions of profit there. Island has a 0% rate corporation tax and is used as a tax haven. Google claims it has no permanent base in the UK despite vast offices. Britain lobbied EU not to put sanctions on Bermuda for sheltering tax. And their post office P.O. box is 666. Oh my goodness, this is pretty ridiculous. Let me move this up so it actually makes more sense. All right, Google has no office or staff, but a plain P.O. box numbered 666 in the sunny Caribbean island of Bermuda. But it still sends £8 billion in profits a year to this island, which happens to have 0% corporation tax. This is Google's complicated web of holding companies that allows the web giant to reduce its international tax bill. Google US has set up two Irish companies, one of which revolves around a P.O. box numbered 666, based in Bermuda, with a middle company in the Netherlands. All right. Staff working at the office, officially home to Google's base in Bermuda, claim to have no knowledge of the search giant's presence on Paradise Island. But after a week of dominated by criticism of an agreement between Google, which was once the slogan, "Don't be evil," and HMRC to pay just $130 million in back taxes for the past decade, details of the company's arrangement on Bermuda are set to shock. Google's tax bill in Britain is held down by firms' insistence. It has no permanent base there. On the basis, all sales in Europe are made via Dublin. So basically, they're playing games here. I find it very interesting, though, that if you do this little Google Translate search, you just type the word dog in 22 times, which I think essentially is God backwards 22 times. You get this strange message from Google Translate. All right? You have to translate it from Yoruba to English. And, of course, this isn't exactly, super surprising considering the size of Google. They also are into robotics and AI, and some people are saying AI is going to be the doomsday for the world anyways.
Google processes 1 billion web searches every day. Here's a few of the things Google wants to own: your phone, your email, your computer, and your entire digital life. Building an empire on your street, on your phone, in your DNA.
So, what did I tell you? The Doomsday Rock is going to go between Aruba and Puerto Rico, didn't I? Didn't I say that? I believe I did, didn't I? Makes you want to say, Can't say, to me until after the show because comments down below are gone for a reason. I'm having to monitor everything because you kids and trollers don't know how to speak. So I'm controlling you. You know why? Let's just say that you haven't been disciplined. You're going to be, though. You're going to be. Very, very soon. You're going to be so disciplined, Burns and Matt, and all the other bullies online, that you're not even going to see it coming. It's going to look like a bee hitting you in the head and you're dead by a drone. Let's keep on. If you have a phone, if you have a computer, if you have any devices, a tablet or anything, Google's computers are going to be hooked up to robots and drones. You see how they got Cruz and Cruz's kids that bullied him? You see? Yeah, that's how they're doing it, folks. When you bully somebody online, they come after you, they attack you with drones. So, if I was you, I would shut the fuck up and listen and start watching what's going on. Because the stupid videos that you're coming out with about me and everybody else, Burns and Matt, we're going to lose, and that other synagogue shithead and Jim Toon, y'all are all three going to get hit hard by a drone. That's what's best for business, since you don't know how to grow up and listen to me when I've been telling you what's coming. That sound you hear right there, folks. The other one was a cyborg from Russia. The other one is a remote control robot dog. Kind of look like Voltron. Let's keep on.
One of my subscribers today sent me a link to this interesting article. It covers a lot of really interesting things regarding DeepMind AI, robots, and sort of the divergent streams that are going on with this whole topic, and how we are actually at a pinnacle. We're already at a point to where this can go south very quickly. There's a lot of industry leaders that are actually very concerned already at this point. I mean, this is just starting, and they're already concerned, okay? So we're talking about the fact that if you have DeepMind AI, you have three things going on here. You have three things. You have D-Wave computers being basically not infinitely, but thousands of times faster than your standard computer, okay? Because it works off an element that can be two states at the same time, so there's no time involved in its calculations other than just some internal workings, which makes it incredibly fast. Then you have on top of that DeepMind AI, where you have these artificial intelligence that have already been created that are actually already rivaling some of the greatest human minds. And we're not just talking logic games. Of course, we already know certain computers have beat people at chess and such. We're talking about games that are not logic based, but more so something you have to learn and feel out as you're going. Even some of these games I covered in a previous video, they've actually beat some of the greatest minds even at that. And we're not even talking about using a D-Wave computer with this artificial intelligence. We're talking about artificial intelligence with a standard computer. Okay, so they have like tons of robotics and AI that they're into. Terminator, man, that's what we're talking about here. We're talking about Terminator. They're gonna launch Skynet, and we're gonna basically be screwed, according to Google Translate. All right, that's what's gonna happen here, people. Elon Musk, Google's DeepMind co-founders promised never.
Now, what did I say a couple of weeks ago? That we're gonna start Skynet. What? I said it 6 months ago. New Year's Eve. I had a video out there. Now it's gone. They deleted that video. Did I say that? I think I did, didn't I? I think I did. Hey, Burns. I was right. Once again, with your 40 subscribers. You was wrong. See, I'm coming at you, kid, because you're coming at me. And Burns, I want to help you out, man. I'm like Homer Simpson. I'm going to take out every bully online. Be honest with you, Johnson is next. I'm not just going to take him out. I'm removing all the subscribers that I gave him.
To make killer robots. Do you believe them? I don't believe them. I just have a strange feeling that they may not be telling the truth. I don't know, okay? I don't know what to think here. Especially when you have a freaking P.O. box at 666 in Bermuda to avoid taxes while you have the slogan, "Don't be evil." I think you might be lying to me, Google. I just think you might be lying. You promised never. I promise never to make killer robots. Never make killer robots. Yeah, so you have to laugh at this, people. I mean, this is actually serious stuff, but it's better to laugh than cry, I think, at this point, you know, with the way the world is. It's better to laugh than cry, all right? Google's AI built another AI, outperforms man-made models, okay? Now they have AIs building AIs. Just think about that, okay? They have an AI that built an AI that's better than the AI built by humans, which means humans can't even understand, potentially, the AIs that AIs create. And what if these AIs become self-aware and just decide to, like, you know, launch Skynet and, like, take us out? I know, it sounds crazy, but is it really crazy? I don't know. At this point, I'm kind of wondering, you know, don't be evil, right? That's kind
No, it's not crazy. It's actually true. Everything that has happened in the movies is coming true. Remember, 88 miles per hour. Skynet's coming, guys. It's already been here. It's already happened. All the shootings that y'all been seeing hasn't even been... It's crazy. It hasn't even been humans that's been shooting and killing people lately. It has in the past, but lately it's been at nighttime where you can't even see it coming.
of their slogan, ominous glints of robot future. Let's check this out real quick here on FT.com. Google AI Fest offers ominous glimpse of robots' future. Trust Google to spoil a perfectly inoffensive demonstration of the latest in artificial intelligence by accidentally offering a glimpse of a dystopian robot future. It happened this week at the search company's annual developer conference, gathering 7,000 people, Californian festival. By stringing together its latest AI chips into pods, Google claims to be able to bring bear almost as much as the world's fastest supercomputer, all for the purpose of training its machine learning models. This is just crazy stuff, man. So, human-sounding robot phoned a book at table restaurant carrying an extent. Oh, what is this? This is messed up. All right. Machines that fool humans into thinking they are dealing with another person raise obvious ethical concerns. AI that weakens the sense. What is real promises to accelerate? I mean, there's so many things that could go wrong with this. I think people are just way too into their little, whatever they're into. Social media. They're into their phones. They don't have time, their shows, whatever. They're into whatever they're into. They don't have time to consider that maybe these companies are not thinking about your best interests, and maybe there's a little bit of an ominous tone to this, just a little bit. That's just kind of my thoughts on the whole thing. Let me know what you think in the comment section below, and thanks for watching.
This is what I found out, folks.
Here's a video talking about this.
This is what I found out. After they delete all the censoring online, and they start stopping all the fake news and everything, what's going to happen? You are going to be upset and be mad, and then they're going to start Skynet, just like they did Cruz in Parkland shooting, and just like they did in the Las Vegas shooting. What's going to happen is you're going to be so mad and upset. It's not even going to be your military that's going to be taking you out. It's going to be cyborgs. Okay? It's going to look like our military, but it's not going to be. It's not. I promise you. Our military is turned away from them. That's why they're making all these robots. That's why they're so way behind on these robots. And it set them back 20 to 25 years, but the drones are already up in the air. Already up in the air, and they're already using them. Thank you for the 6 likes. But if you want me to stay on here, folks, y'all need to share and subscribe and like. That's all I'm asking. You don't have to say nothing down on below after the show. You can if you want to, but you better be polite, because they're kicking you off. I have seen so many people this morning, people saying God bless and everything. They're getting deleted. They're getting blocked. Anybody that says anything about 666, they get deleted. I just thought you might want to know that, folks. You're getting deleted, and not just that, you're being blocked on my channel, and I'm not even doing it. I thought you might want to know that. There is absolute, they're just going to stop the bullying, folks. You're going to stop it. You're going to stop. You have failed your freedom from that. You have failed. They're calling it hate speech. Anything you say that's hateful, or if you disagree to my channel, they can kick you off. Isn't that crazy? Whoever would have thought that they would be agreeing with me. But I've gotten with some good people. Kevin Ship's unbelievable. But I want y'all to hear this. This could be the last story. Simpsons predict future of America 2018.
Simpsons revealing.
There you go.
About the Simpsons revealing the future of America. A lot of videos already on YouTube that show all kinds of predictions that have already happened, like Prince's fake death. This was a Simpsons episode that ran back in the year 2000, believe it or not, predicting Trump, because it was all planned out. This prediction could have just been staged, These 3 individuals could have just staged this to make it look like this painting. That's not really significant. This is showing Trump at his funeral or his death. There was an episode a few years ago depicting the next president, a female, and it says, as you know, we've inherited quite a budget crunch from President Trump. How bad is it? Well, we're completely broke. So I assume that the stock market will be next to nothing, or America will be bankrupt. What I do find interesting, the next president should be the last president. And it almost looks like, it really does look like Hillary Clinton will be the next or last president, but it's depicting a female president, and I happen to believe that Michelle Obama could be the next president, which would explain Obama going back into office, which would explain how all these hundreds and hundreds of people have had all these disturbing dreams and visions about Obama. I saw Obama in the White House during the destruction of America, This is a clip from Simpsons season 23.
Well, that's not all. They're saying that Trump is going to win in 2020. So are they all going to win? Or is Melania Trump going to be the next president? Not Melania. Well, they got a show called, a movie that there was a Russian president that was a woman that kind of looked like Melania. But now, since Purge just came out in July, shoot, that certainly looks just like Melania Trump, if I'm not mistaken. Y'all just think about it for a minute. Thanks for the 6 likes.
Episode 9 or 923, very important. A lot of futuristic revelation comes out of this one episode. It says Montgomery Burns Institute for Soul Extraction. Interesting, huh? Because the Bible says one of the judgments against Babylon the Great, merchants of gold, silver, brass, and iron, oil, fine wine, wheat, sheep, chariots, and slaves, and souls of men. Now, I still don't understand this full revelation, this understanding. I do find it kind of disturbing. The Bible talks about one of the judgments of Babylon the Great, the souls of men.
Oh yeah, WWE fans, by the way, if you did not know this, Triple H owns Ring of Honor, and Triple H is going to be at the next pay-per-view confronting Cody Rhodes. I told you Ring of Honor was getting bought out. I told you Impact Wrestling was going to get bought out. Nobody wants to listen to me. They want to listen to big payout YouTube channels when I've got the answers and nobody else does.
And back here we can see soul extraction. So I'm not really sure what all that details. This is Simpsons. Here's a 23.9 again. It shows New York underwater. Very disturbing. New York people believe that tidal waves can be seen on these new $100 bills. Others believe it's a nuclear explosion, Here's more revelation from the 23.9. Shows the South Pole all dried up. Well, we know that the South Pole is actually this big ice ring or ice wall. So I assume that sometime in the future, that this ice wall, some of it's going to melt, which would explain how you see these futuristic maps of the United States where, the West Coast is all flooded, the East Coast is, a lot of it's underwater, Florida's underwater, all these parts are underwater, probably because the ice wall has gotten warmed up and melted, and they're probably giving you revelation right, in front of your face here. Let's go to Google, type in Captain Hook sailed around Antarctica. Antarctica is the ice ring around this flat disk Earth. It's somewhere around 60,000 or 69,000 miles around. Captain Hook sailed it back in 1776. And this is more revelation from the 23.9. The door just happens to have a 2 and 3, a 23. More revelation from the 23.9 episode where this guy's being robbed and he's questioning the robbers. Like, we're a cashless society. Why are you trying to rob me? So they're giving more hints and clues about the future. Back in November 1st of 2012, there was this little short skit. It wasn't a full episode where it shows Mr. Burns endorsing Romney. This is very important because this little skit reveals some very disturbing revelation. Basically, it shows apparently where America America, the fault line that's going to split America. The big earthquake. This short skit ran Thursday, November 1st, 2012. What's amazing is you can pretty much line up where the split or fault line, the rupture, is going to happen at. The way it's depicted, it looks like the split or rupture is going to happen literally in the middle of Louisiana. Something else that's interesting, just come over here, find Ken Peters, I Saw the Tribulation, and you can practically calculate when this destruction is going to happen. If you listen to this guy's testimony, it's like 2 to 3 years after this so-called rapture event happened is when he sees this worldwide earthquake and millions of people die. And he says, I've never heard of an earthquake where millions of people die. Well, we know from other testimonies that people see this big, what I call a fake asteroid, and then they will detonate a bunch of bombs at the bottom of the ocean, shake the entire Earth, cause a huge 200-foot tidal wave to literally devour lower half of the United States. Most of Florida will be wiped out. America will be split in half. In 1 day, 1 hour, America will be reduced to a third world nation. No more grocery stores, no more gas stations. There's probably not going to be a lot of purified water. If you listen to Ken Peters' testimony over and over again, you'll soon realize, hey, wait a minute. He says that he was taken out and he saw the globe shaking. Well, you have to understand, God can put a border around the flat disk Earth and make it look like a globe. Why would God do that? To deceive the power elite that monitor some of these visions and dreams. You know what I'm saying? In other words, listen to his testimony. You'll see where he talks about, I saw these small white boxes in people's homes, many homes, and I know them now to be personal computers. Well, this is obsolete technology, for one. But here's the catch. In third world nations and poorer nations, they still have these monitors. They are using these monitors. So he may have seen it at homes in third world countries. God may have put a border around the earth to make it look like a globe so that when the power elite or the FBI or CIA, when they monitor these visions and dreams, they laugh because they think it's their God, the all-seeing eye that gave this vision or dream to this person. And they just ignore it and walk away. But to the Christian, we can read between the lines and get the message out of this vision or dream. In other words, God is very tricky and clever. Back to The Simpsons, season 23, episode 9, they're showing, I guess, biometrics or Mark of the Beast technology, humans and electronics merging together, very disturbing. And it also shows what apparently is the new New York. The old New York has probably been destroyed. There, wherever this is going to be at, the new New York, gate 23. Interesting. Talks about how Michigan is still under Sharia law, which if you go back and listen to Ken Peters' testimony, he makes it sound as though the Bible has been banned. Okay, before people are getting the chip in their hand, people are hiding Bibles. It's almost like it has been outlawed in America. Yes, most people, they can't fathom the thought that gun confiscation could happen in America or Bibles banned in America. Well, most people, they're not going to fight to the death against this criminal government. They're just not going to. They'll just they can talk all big and bad now, but if your kids are on the line, in other words, you're not going to fight to the death if you've got a couple kids that you've got to figure out how to feed. So, all these gun owners now that act all big and bad, man. Yeah, right. When it comes down to it, when their back's against the wall, they'll give up their guns and just cowardly go along with the criminal New World Order government. So
That's where I come in. I don't have a family. And there's a bunch of us that don't have families. And I want to help you out here, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to fight to the death against these motherfuckers. Because their plan is to cut the mom and dad's heads off and rape your kids. I'm not going to sugarcoat it no more. Oh, by the way, women, I don't usually do this, and I don't say this, but George Soros' plan came to effect of you being gay on purpose, because it'll be easy pickings for you to lose your freedom and your guns. Just thought you might want to know that. So you either join George Soros from Germany, or go to the United States of America and get back to your mom and dad's family like it used to be. You decide what you want to do. Because guess what? It's going to be worse than Hurricane Katrina.
More on that episode, Cannibalism, the New Gold. There's been quite a few visions and dreams over the last few decades where they see where cannibalism is going to happen in America. You know, it's really going to happen. Basically, crops aren't going to grow right. Like one day it's cold, the next day it's hot, the next day it's cold, the next day it's hot, and crops are going to die. They can't grow them unless it's indoors, which probably explains why, you know, one day's wage will buy a loaf of bread. Probably because that loaf of bread.
That's because Switzerland pulling everything toward us, even the sun flares, and it's making it hot. If they blow up CERN, we'd be in good shape. So Julian Assange, if you're listening to me, tell Putin to blow up Switzerland, please. Thank you.
That was grown to produce that bread was grown indoors, you know. So anyway, cannibalism is going to happen. I do encourage you, if you have a couple $100,000 in your 401k, go ahead and take some of that money out, buy 2 or 3 acres of land out in the middle of nowhere, go rent a backhoe and start digging 12-foot deep pits and start storing up thousands of cans of good down into your pit, cover it all up, put dirt over it, you know, figure out how to store up water, okay? You're going to be the wealthiest person in the entire world, okay? This person over here that has a bunch of gold and silver, he's going to commit suicide while he's starving to death. You have pits that you dug out with thousands of cans of food and water stored up. You're going to be the richest person in the entire world, so figure it out. Figure out how to store up on. You're going to need about 12 to 14 years worth of food stored up, because
you know the funny thing is, my stepdad's already doing that. Wake up, ladies. Our military knows more than you. Navy knows more than you. Well, the Navy map is on my other YouTube channel of the Avatar. That's a Navy map.
Like again, you've been taught that the rapture happens, and then 7 years later, it's the end of the tribulation, and then Jesus comes back, and then everything's going to be okay. Well, the only problem with that is it's nowhere in the Bible does it say that from the rapture to the end of the tribulation is 7 years. But what I do know this, Jacob's trouble that parallels the end time nightmare just happens to be 7 years, then a great deception, and then another 7 years. So it looks to me like it's 14 years. So you might want to store up on 14 years worth of food and water for your family if you're going to try to survive. So I wish you the best of luck, and God bless.
He said it. Wish you best of luck. God bless. I think that's funny. Really, because everything that's happening on purpose. And y'all just sitting there. But you said the 28th. No, I didn't. I said we was going to have big earthquakes from the 19th to August. From June 19th to August 28th is what I said. And what is happening right now? What I just said. What I've been saying. Sorry I can see the future. Seriously. I don't have to explain it. Y'all want to wake up to it, that's fine. If y'all don't, that's fine. I don't care what y'all do anymore. I'm putting out the story because it's true. And that's it. If you don't share and like and subscribe, that's your business. All I got to say is I put it out there. I'm not getting paid. I've got enough subscribers on the other channel. This is just live because this is where they put me. And I made up a new plan. Facebook is being a bitch, and my ex is being a bitch. It's crumbling down on her. My mom told me this years ago. I think it was right when I met Katrinka. Mom said, "You're one of the smartest dudes. Don't get with an idiot." My gosh, I've gotten with a bunch of idiots. And now, I have decided. I've got 3 women that's interested in me right now. From other states. And I want to be honest with you right now. I'm not leaving out of state. I'm staying right here in Alabama because the Bible Belt is safe from this catastrophe that's going to happen. I'll tell you why. It's the Bible Belt. This is what my grandfather told me. He said, if you leave Alabama, you're not going to be safe. He's right. He is completely right. But that is all for today. I'm actually going to relax, come back tomorrow and give you more news. But I thought you might want to know about the Dow Jones going up. Trump winning in 2020. That's what they're saying. This is what the elites are saying. And then I'll give you them other videos of telling you who's going to run for 2020 and who's going to win. I don't think Obama's running. I really don't. I think Obama's done, y'all. I really think he's done. I think he's going to run for the ambassador, UN ambassador, and he's not coming back in a suit and tie. He's going to be some kind of general, is what the elites are saying. So everyone, I really appreciate y'all. Sorry you could not comment on live, but y'all didn't want to do it anyways, and you haven't been doing it, and you haven't been doing it the right way. So until you start commenting right down below after the show, and I see that you're growing up, I'm going to keep it down because I can't afford losing this channel. I'm saving all the people. The ones that's trolling and bullying, you will die first. I promise you, dude. You don't understand. Cruz's people got killed on purpose. Y'all have a nice day. Skynet's already here. Y'all be safe. A lot of killings going on by the drones.